Hello, this is Max, and today we're going to be doing a review of some products from Games Workshop. It's a bit late, but I wanted to throw my hat into the circle and let's see how I can do. We're going to be looking at the new Dark Eldar, which, from what I've read and heard about, these new Dark Eldar are very, very menacing, especially compared to the last rule. Forget them. The new Dark Eldar. That's what it's all about. These Dark Eldar have poisoned weapons everywhere, better than before, and they're just awesome. I like their new vehicles. They look a lot more like the Eldar vehicles, and they're really neat. But we'll get into that later. So some of the things that we got here for Tony's Dark Eldar army, which will be an attachment to his Eldar army for our future battle reports and battle videos and things. So on the top here, we have the pile. We have Dark Eldar Mandrakes. I'm sure you can see that because of the glare of the computer. I don't have I don't have the nice camera because it's Nick's and he has it right now for his videos, which you should watch, by the way. They're a series of Skyrim videos and where he's playing through the game. They're pretty funny, so check them out. Put a link below. But we have the Mandrakes. And one of the things I noticed is on the back is each one of the Mandrakes is a different color. There's a blue one, a yellow one, a purple one, a green one, and a pink one. So it's like they're the Mandrake Rangers, like Power Rangers. We've got a box of Dark Eldar Incubi. There's 5 guys in there. And you got 2 boxes of racks. I've never heard of these guys before, so I'm guessing they're new. The racks they're pretty neat, and so we're gonna try to convert one of the boxes or use some bits for it to make them look different, so he doesn't have 2 clone squads. Because it'll be pretty boring to look at a bunch of squads that have the exact same model. I mean, someone could argue that a Space Marine army, a bunch of Marines that are like this, but they have slight different variations and angles, so it's different. Next on the tier, we got the Dark Eldar Talos, or Pain Engine, or Kronos Parasite Engine. I think Tony was wanting to make this a Parasite Engine, so I think you'll see it as that in the future. Unless we can figure out how to magnetize it to turn it into either or. So this thing's pretty neat. Looks kind of like the racks. And there's the Dark Eldar Razorwing Jet Fighter, which I think is pretty cool. I recommend picking one of these up because one of these and one of these in store, the Talos or whatever is a couple dollars more than this plane. I think that getting the plane is better. It's got all the new rules and such, and I don't know, this thing is pretty nice. It's pretty sweet for the Dark Eldar. It gives them a bunch of talent tokens, so I might have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm a Space Marine player, so fuck Xena. And of course, to top it off, even though it's not all that he got, there's more. A Dark Eldar Battle Force. Then he also got a Homunculus and an Archon, and then some more warriors and some... No, that's it. Okay, well, let's start looking through these boxes, and, well, let's see what's inside. So let's start with the racks. Now, as I've already seen what the inside of one of these looks like, I can tell you that there's only a a couple sprues. So, it's fine cast models, or they are fine cast models to be more accurate. So they come in one of these nice plastic containers which you can use to hold your bits or your green stuff, as I'll show that later in the video. And so this box set comes with 5 racks, which I believe are all on these individual things here. Strange how some of these were in bags and some of them weren't. Wonder if that's one of their new things. I've never seen that before. Let's see if there's more of that in the rest of these boxes. I'm going to be interested in seeing that. So next we have the incubi, which I think Tony already opened because he wanted to see what's inside, but it's still there. So it's the same thing as the racks. It's got individual sprues for each guy, and then a weapon sprue, some bases. Alright, well that's the second time that I've dropped models. Let's see how many more times I'm going to drop models in this unboxing. If you have nothing better to put in the comments below, right below how many times you think I've dropped models inside this, without the editing. So these are the mandrakes, which mandrakes, in my opinion, look like they're kind of like based off the drow from the Dungeons and Dragons series, or night elves or dark elves or things like that. But they really remind me of the drow and the character Dritz Do'Urden. And I probably offended 50% of the fan base, because there's the people who say it's Drizzit, and there's the ones who say it's Dritz. So there's, you know, half the people like me and half the people hate me probably just for saying the word. So, once again, some more sprues for each guy, although some of them are doubled, and these ones are not as round as the other ones. The other ones were cylindrical, and these ones are more rectangular. And no more plastic bags, it seems. Seems only one of the sets had plastic bags on some of the models. If you get any plastic bags on your models, put a comment below. Let's see how many people have gotten this phenomenon. What else do we got here? Let's start with this one. This is the big bad one. So we've got the Dark Eldar Battle Force. Inside here we have 10 Dark Eldar Kabbalite Warriors, 10 Dark Eldar Witches, 3 Dark Eldar Reavers, and 1 Dark Eldar Raider. So that sounds like a big box of treasures. So let's see. Let's open this up. Alright. So, got, this looks like, I guess this is the Reaver jet bike. Some more Reaver jet bike sprues. Bases for the infantry. This looks like the Raider sprue. Some flying bases. This looks like another Raider sprue. Then after that, there's the Warriors sprues, which gives you a few options. Gives you a Dark Lance, Splinter Cannon, Shredder, and the other one. I have no idea what these weapons are. But they probably do a lot of damage. And then there's the Witch's sprue. And then there's also some transfers and some instructions. But who cares? Who really wants to see transfers and instructions? You want to see the bits, you want to see the boxes, and you want to... Obviously you want to see me if you're watching this video, because I'm extra cool. Okay. Next on the list is the Dark Eldar Talos, or Kronos. And here we have a flying base. We've got, since we have a tendril whip sprue. It seems we have a lot of injectors and arms and needles. Kind of looks like a surgical sprue. And this last one looks like it's the body, so it's the head and the torso, the arms. And then lastly, we have the Dark Eldar Razorwing Jet Fighter. Now, I convinced Tony to get this, as he was thinking of just getting a Talos, but I was saying, get this instead. And he looks to me and he says, you know, I'm gonna get both. So it comes with a oval flying base and a flying base piece. The main body. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would be more than one piece, but it's pretty nice, so that way you don't have to put too much together. There's the bottom, and then the weapon choices. It's got a lot of different weapon choices. It's a very nice model. I like it. I'd recommend picking up one of these. I really think it's a really cool model. So that's all the boxes that I wanted to talk about. But the last thing that I want to talk about, and I think this is important, and I want to see how many people agree with me on this. But we bought some glue from the Games Workshop here in Winnipeg, and we got the Super Glue Thin. Here's the bottle here. Super Glue Thin. Sorry, my computer just fell asleep there. And we were very surprised, first off, getting the bottle and seeing the size of it, because it might not look like it's that small, or to people who are new to the hobby, new to the games they might not think it's that small, because this is what they would be buying for the first time. So in 1994, Games Workshop had a really nice super glue bottle. So here's the two super glue bottles. And there's a big difference between these two, and this is what I really want to talk about. So the old one, which I really like, had a nozzle tip. You could apply it where you wanted. Wouldn't mess up if you wouldn't mess it up, pretty much. It was, as long as you knew what you're doing, it would work. And it's a basic super glue bottle, nothing fancy. And it came with a pretty nice amount of super glue. I think it was about $14, and this new one's about $10. And it looks like it comes with less than half of this one. But this new one, it has a brush applicator. So instead of having a nozzle, you have to pull off this cap and brush out the super glue onto the model. Now, one of the downsides about this is that the super glue that's on the brush is going to dry every time, a little bit more every time you pull it out of the bottle due to the air contact. And it's going to cause this sticky, gelatinous blob of super glue around the brush, which will eventually make it stick to something inside the bottle and cause problems. That's what happened with this specific bottle. The brush got sticky and tore off. And there isn't a nozzle to be able to squirt it out and put it on something. So I don't recommend buying the super glue thin from Citadel. I recommend buying a super glue from a different company, unless Citadel has a nozzle super glue that I'm just not aware of. If they don't have the one that you can squeeze and that you can just put out, then don't buy it. Buy a different one. I think that's crucial. It worked out really nicely for the first 5-10 minutes. You could put it in another spot. It would dry on contact with the pieces. It didn't seem to dry out too much. You could put it to a place and put the other piece onto the model. But now over time it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And someone could say that the same thing about about the other type of super glue bottle, but with the other one, it doesn't get as bad as this. I mean, try it out if you really think I'm wrong. But that's my unboxing and product review. I guess I should talk about the codex a little bit here. So what do we see here in the new Dark Eldar? Well, first off, I really like how they have the pages that show all the weapons. That's pretty sweet. I've seen that in a lot of the other codexes and the older rulebooks and things like that, and I always enjoy that. We've got there's a lot of interesting new units, or units that have been given new models and been revamped. One of the things that I really want to talk about the new codexes, and I'm just going to put the book aside here, is that, and I'm kind of concerned about this, is that a lot of the new codexes seem to be based off of the Dawn of War video game series. It seems that the game is pulling a little bit of a circle, where Warhammer 40,000 created the Dawn of War game. Dawn of War seems to be now inspiring the new editions of Warhammer 40k. And where I'm coming with this is that, let's give some comparisons. Space Marines. When you played as Space Marines in Dawn of War, and you upgraded your captain, or I think it was the captain, you got an orbital bombardment ability, where you could target something and it would shoot down missiles from space. After that, Space Marines in the tabletop game the chapter master, so essentially an upgraded captain, was given the ability to order orbital bombardments. Then there's the Sisters of Battle, which were given faith tokens and faith counters, which were very similar to their counter system in Dawn of War, where they would have a bar at the bottom or the top of the screen, which would give them powers, and the squads would have powers and things like that. And the Dark Eldar as well had a similar aspect to that, where they would get more kills and get more powers that they could use, and for their squads and for the army, like god powers for different real-time strategy games. So now we're seeing that reflect on the tabletop game, where the Dark Eldar and the Sisters of Battle are getting these, and Space Marines are getting these things. We're seeing the vehicles and things that were, as far as I understand, created for the video game, now appearing on the tabletop. And that's an interesting twist. Well, I'll leave you with that. You can put some comments below. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to press the like button. And if you want to watch more, watch the videos in the related videos section, or you can click on the channel. And if you really like the videos and you want to watch more, press the subscribe button. My name's Max. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming. Oh, and before I forget, you can put green stuff inside your cases to keep it nice and fresh so it doesn't dry out in the air, and it fits even inside the case that you buy it in, so it's pretty sweet. Happy wargaming.